Hello, movie lovers! Today, we're going to look at episode 2 of Squid Game Season 2. So far, we've seen the recruiter play a date game with Gi-hun and end up dying himself. Meanwhile, Jun-ho has also entered the hotel. He finds Lee tied up in a room. Lee tells Jun-ho Gi-hun's room number. Gi-hun finds a card in the recruiter's clothes that can get him to the front man. But just then, Jun-ho arrives and thinks Gi-hun killed the recruiter and starts to arrest him. Just then, Lee knocks Jun-ho out with a tank to the head. Lee tells Gi-hun he used to work with Mr. Kim and his real name is Woo-suk. He gets angry seeing the recruiter's body, thinking this man killed the boss. Gi-hun sees the card has a club name and date on it, meaning he'll find the front man there. A little later, Jun-ho tells Gi-hun he knows about the school game too. He was there disguised as a soldier to find his older brother. He even asked Gi-hun if there's anyone named In-ho here, to which Gi-hun said they call each other by numbers, not names. Hearing this, Gi-hun trusts him. Gi-hun says he wants to shut these games down for good, and he's looking for the front man who hosts these games for some rich VIPs. Jun-ho asks how to find the front man, to which Gi-hun says he sent this invitation card himself, which is an address to a club. Now Jun-ho is ready to help Gi-hun, but Woo-suk didn't trust the police. Then Gi-hun shows them a pile of money he won in the first school game. Gi-hun says this money is stained with the blood of many innocent people, and now we'll use it to fight those bastards. If they help him, they can take as much money as they want. But neither of them cared about the money. Jun-ho just wants to find his brother, who is actually the front man. Woo-suk wants revenge for his boss, Mr. Kim's death. Jun-ho says there are many guards on the island with guns, so how will they fight them? After this, Gi-hun takes them to another room where he has bought a bunch of black market guns. Woo-suk says they need a team to work for them. Then Gi-hun tells them he broke through a wall to make a shooting range here so they can practice shooting. He also made the place soundproof so the gunshots wouldn't be heard outside the hotel. Finally, Gi-hun tells Jun-ho that if he works with them, he'll have to quit his police job. After this, we see a girl named No sleeping in her car. A guard tells her she can't park and sleep here, gives a final warning, and leaves. She actually has no home, works at the carnival, and wears a pink bunny costume to hand out candy to kids. She gives candy to a child, making her very happy. During lunch break, they go to their makeup room, and they're overheated in their costumes. Then Nayeon enters, and everyone puts their masks back on. She shows the bunny a drawing she made herself. Then a man enters without a mask, and seeing him, Nayeon starts crying because she thought they were real. Nayeon's father comes and takes her away. He also works at the fair drawing people. Actually, Nayeon has blood cancer and needs surgery. Meanwhile, Ginsang's mother and grandson are being watched to ensure they lack nothing because their son died in the game. Then he goes to a broker. Last season, Sebi went to the game for her brother Chul. Gaehyu tells the broker to bring Sebi's mother from North Korea to the south so she can be with her son. Joe is still in another phase, and the broker says he'll try his best. After Gaehyu leaves, No-ul arrives. Actually, she also fled from North Korea to the south, but her 1-year-old daughter stayed behind. The broker says there's little chance her daughter is still alive there, but No-ul wants her daughter found and brought here. At night, when No was in her car, a man gave her a Squid Game card and left. On the other side, we learn that Jun-ho's older brother was involved. His wife got very sick 5 years ago. He needed money for her treatment and took a bribe. Unfortunately, his wife passed away, and since then, he's stayed away from his family, blaming himself. But Jun-ho knows he's now become the front man of the school game. Meanwhile, Nal quits her bunny job because she had to go to the Squid Game. As she leaves, she sees Nayeon fainted and taken to the hospital. The doctor tells Nayeon's father he needs to bring money for treatment. No-ul hears this and leaves after seeing Nayeon. Meanwhile, Gi-hun got a fake tooth with a GPS, so his location is always known to his team. Suk has formed a team with some people. They were in the Marines and Special Forces and know how to handle guns well. Their plan is to attack when Gaehyu goes to meet the frontman at the club and capture him. This later, they arrive in front of the club. There was a big crowd because it was October 31st, Halloween, and many people were wearing masks. The frontman always wears a mask, so he chose this day. After that, Gi-hun and Woo-suk enter the club. Jun-ho and the rest of the team were waiting outside for their signal. Just then, Jun-ho sees two people in pink suits entering the club. He realizes they are soldiers from the Squid Game. One soldier knocks Woo-suk out with a taser, and the other takes Gi-hun out of the club to a limousine. Jun-ho and the rest of the team start following the car. Through a speaker, the frontman asks Gi-hun what he wants. Gi-hun says to shut down the games forever. The frontman replies that people come to play these games willingly, so it's not their fault, and those who die playing the games have lives that are already ruined. So, consider it as reducing some trash from the world, and as long as there's trash in the world, the games will continue. Gi-hun says they exploit people's desperation, and the VIPs bet on them like they're racehorses. Meanwhile, Jun-ho and the rest of the team, who were following them, have their tires shot and punctured, forcing them to stop. Hearing this, Gi-hun pulls out his gun and shoots at the driver, but the glass was bulletproof. Gi-hun wanted to kidnap the frontman, but ended up getting kidnapped himself. Gi-hun says he wants to play the game again. Now, Gi-hun is thinking that he still has a tracker in his teeth. So as soon as they take him to the island to play the game, his team will come and rescue everyone. The frontman says you were just talking about shutting down the game, and now you want to play. Gi-hun says if a winning player returns to play, the VIP clients will enjoy watching the game even more. The frontman says you can live your life happily with the prize money, but you have this urge to be a hero. What makes you think you can change the world? Gi-hun says he will prove that the world isn't what they think it is. The frontman agrees and releases sleeping gas in the car, making Gi-hun unconscious. Then the driver's side window opens, and we see the frontman was sitting in the front all along. Jun-ho realizes Gi-hun is being taken to the island and tells his team that the plan has started, meaning now they can only save Gi-hun by going to the island. Meanwhile, we see No, who willingly gets into a big truck with separate rooms for everyone. And now we find out that they didn't join the game as 9 players. Actually, he's one of the guards working there.